Today I wanted to give you guys a tour of our unfinished house. We are living in it, and I get tons of requests from readers and viewers to show how our house is right now and how much is finished, what we're living with and what we're not living with. And in case you're new here, Farmer and I are owner builders. Our house is 3,500 square feet. We have a 400 square foot bonus room and a 700 square foot covered back porch, plus a 700 square foot attached garage. We broke ground almost 3 years ago. I cannot believe it's been that long. It feels like time has just flown. We actually moved in a little less than a year after we started. So about 2 years ago now we moved in, and we've just been slowly doing the finishes at our own pace. We did this so that we didn't have to take out a loan from the bank. We were able to save enough money to get started and enough done that we could move into a very unfinished house and finish at the speed we wanted to and the way we wanted to as we were able. I don't think anyone would tell you that living in an unfinished house is easy. It's definitely not. It's not super pleasant. There are good things about it. The biggest pro of living in an unfinished house or moving into an unfinished house is if it helps you to save money in the long run, which is what happened to us in this situation. So today I want to give you a tour of our house and share some of the hard truths of living in an unfinished house. Let's get started. So here we are at the front door of my house. Yes, I still have a fall wreath on, and it is nearly fall again. Don't judge. Decorating is not my strong suit. We have just poured our concrete steps. That's why there's still some forms on there, but we're about to pull that off. Up until now, we used just temporary wooden steps. I think we had a pallet with a sheet of wood on top of it. It wasn't a big deal. But we did have to get that finished so that we could finish our siding, which you can see is not quite done. It is mostly done everywhere else on the house. The last part that we have to do is this front area. You might be wondering why we waited to do the front last, and that is because we were planning on doing rock out here and changed our minds. And so we are now finishing up our siding. We have a little gable to do up there and this front area. When we moved in, we actually didn't have a front door. We used the side door for a couple weeks because we had a hard time getting our door here. It was a little late. So welcome to our house. Hi guys. They're watching their Spanish video today. We love Peppa Pig in Spanish. That's our Spanish lesson. Let's start with the entryway. So when we moved in, we did not have flooring in our entryway. We actually didn't have flooring in any of the house except for one bathroom. So we have finished the flooring in the last 2 years. That sounds pathetic. We've done more than that, but I'll tell you. And I have managed to decorate a tiny bit. That's as far as my decorating skills go. This is our 1,100 square foot great room. It includes the kitchen over there. Hi, Farmer. You're in my video now. Hi. This was originally going to be the dining room. I think it still will, but for right now, we have our dining table over there in front of the windows because my final giant dining table is still being finished. So we have our living room. This is the fireplace. Did you get enough food? I love you. Bye-bye. See you later. Okay, so when we moved in, we obviously didn't have this flooring in, and as you can see, we're only halfway done right now. And this is because we are making our own flooring, and it takes a ridiculously long amount of time. If you missed my video on that, you should check it out. But we also had to put it away for a little while, take a time out from the flooring so that we could finish the siding with the nice weather, and then we'll get it back out. So right now we're not even working on this. We're just dealing with our subfloor, which you can see over there. We painted that before we moved in. That was 2 years ago, and this is how it has held up. Not great, I would say, but as good as we could have expected with one coat of cheap $50 paint. It was not meant to be a long-lasting solution. So, I mean, I guess it's as good as we could have hoped, and we've just tried to keep as many rugs on it as we can. The other things we've finished in this room are we put up that light fixture. We painted those cabinets. They're just from a friend's kitchen remodel, old cabinets. We did also purchase these appliances for this house. These are not the final appliances, but this was a Black Friday sale, and so it only cost us $2,000 for the fridge, the stove, the microwave, and the dishwasher, which we felt like was a perfectly good solution for the next 5 years. It really hasn't been too big of a deal using a kitchen like this, which is just kind of pieced together with random things. We're using a sink, an old sink too from my mother-in-law, and it hasn't bothered me except for that we don't have a ton of storage in here because we didn't want to put up upper cabinets right now. We just kind of wanted to go the simplest route. And it has worked well for us so far, so this is not something that has bothered me being unfinished. We don't plan on finishing our kitchen till very last, so that could be a long time. Moving over here, when we moved in, we did not have any trim up around the doors or the windows, so they looked even more awful. Oh, don't look at all the fingerprints. Next time, maybe I'll clean my windows for the video. Probably not. This is our kitchen table that we have had for 10 years now. I just slapped a coat of paint on it, and we got those stools from a neighbor just to last us for a little while. Well, out there is my table that will eventually be our kitchen table, and it's not quite finished. Right now we're using it as a work table. Okay, and then the last thing is our fireplace. Maybe not the last thing, but our fireplace was just studs when we moved in. We didn't have any of this stuff on front. We didn't have the fireplace in or the TV. We just had a space for it, and we were going to rock it. But after pricing out rock for a long time and the fireplace that I wanted, we decided to go with a cheaper solution for now, just so that we didn't have an ugly eyesore in the middle of our great room. We really wanted to finish this area. So we changed gears and went with an inexpensive electric fireplace, which we love. And we put up our TV, and then we just bought really cheap boards to do kind of a shiplap look. And I think I will paint it white. But for right now, I really like the look. We just need to finish our boards up there, and then it will at least look like a finished area in our house. So I'd say overall, living with the subfloor hasn't really bothered me too much. Living with an unfinished kitchen has not really bothered me too much. All the unfinished looks, it really does not bother me. The one biggest complaint that I have with living in an unfinished, completely unfinished house is the storage space. And you'll see in other rooms, it's just a disaster right now because there's not the storage that we will have eventually, but that seems to be one of the last things that we would put in, especially like over here. We want to have built-ins on both sides of the fireplace. We're going to put shelves built into the other side of the fireplace. And all of those things are just kind of at the bottom of the list right now. And even though I'm not a super organized person, obviously, the organization aspect has driven me crazy, and we're trying to find solutions to it, but it's hard to want to spend lots of money on temporary storage solutions when you're waiting for things like flooring and your other finishes to be done before you put in your finishes, your shelves, sorry. All right, let's go check out our other rooms, shall we? When we finish, this will be the playroom. But for now, we call it our project room. We didn't have this initially. We didn't have all this stuff in this room. We did actually have toys. But we found that having all of this all over the house all the time was just maddening because we couldn't actually clean anything up. So we just decided that this room right off the great room could be temporarily our project room where we keep all of our stuff and our tools and all the things that we don't want the kids getting into and that just look like a mess all the time, and we can close this door and nobody will see. You can see that we don't have any flooring in here. This is just painted subfloor for now. All these stacks of wood are the hardwood flooring that I'm working on in the great room. We've got paint back there. We've got tools over here. It also makes it nice because we have one place to go to look when we've lost something or can't find something that we need, which happens all the time. So in here we have no trim around the windows yet. The flooring just stops right here. We haven't finished the trim around the doorway yet, and we still have the plastic on because, let's face it, we live on a farm and I have 5 little kids and we are dirty all the time. So it's best just to leave it on until I'm ready to paint the thing. So many things in our house right now are just temporary. So this next room is temporarily our playroom, and please tell me that I'm not the only one whose playroom looks like this. Seriously, is there even any reason to have shelves in here? They are mostly empty and all of the toys are on the floor. This does double as our guest bedroom, so occasionally it gets cleaned up when we're expecting Grandma and Grandpa or someone else. We have no trim around the windows in here. We have a curtain on the closet instead of the door that we plan to do. We also don't have any shelving or anything in here, so we just have more toys and baskets on the floor. Again, it's the organization that just is the hardest thing for me right now. Living in an unfinished house is I would just love to put, floor to ceiling storage shelves with doors on the front so that we can put all the toys in it and keep it clean. But right now we just don't want to spend the money on that when we don't know exactly how it's going to go in the future. Heading back down the hallway. We just barely took this fully functioning vanity out of this bathroom because the one we were having made for us came. It's right there. So pretty. It's not finished yet though, so we put it in here so that we could finish it up. But right now you can see it doesn't have a faucet, and so the sink is unusable and it's still missing a couple of the faces on it. But when we moved in, this bathroom was not finished. We have finished this since we moved in, so we did tile the floor. I should say Farmer. I didn't do any of this. He whined. No, he didn't whine. He was very nice about it. But he made me promise to never ever have him lay 6x6 tile again because it took so long. And this was very porous stuff. And so it took tons of grout. It was just a very long process. Thank goodness I found this tile for $100 on Craigslist for the whole thing. And we were able to do some of the shower with it too. Here's our shower with just a regular bathtub shower. And then the vanity will be done soon. We have a mirror, but no trim around the mirror. We do have our lights up. We have a functioning toilet back there. So this bathroom was 100% functioning right now. It's missing the faucet, but that will be done soon. No flooring in the hallway yet, but it will be carpet someday. This is our first bedroom. This is my little sweetie pie's bedroom. She's in here all by herself because she's the only girl. No flooring, no window trim, same story. Got a closet just with a shelf in it. But we really are trying to get on getting more shelving in the closets because it is just causing there to be no storage space. I could just go on and on about that. Sorry, guys. And we have our final kids' bedroom down here. This is where all the boys sleep, 3 of them right now. The baby is still on our end of the house, but you can see we've been able to fit easily bunk bed, another bed, dresser, and we will put another dresser over there. I just have to find a cheap one. And then this closet, because we have all 3 boys in here and we just could not take it any longer, Farmer did put in some shelves that go all the way up on both sides just recently, and we are working on getting everything organized so that we can use that space a lot better. Curtain on the doorway for now. Got a lot of finishing left to do. It's not a problem not having flooring. We just like to stick rugs in as many places as we can, and it keeps it nicer. One thing I will say about the flooring is it's been fine. Like I said, we've had this for 2 years, just painted subfloor. This actually is a high traffic area right here, and it's held up all right. The worst place is definitely the kitchen because that's where we are all the time. But my complaint about this flooring is you can't truly clean it. I can't just get a mop out. I mean, maybe if you put 3 coats of waterproof paint or something on it, on your subfloor, it would be okay. But for now, I can spot clean things, but I can't truly clean it. We sweep and vacuum it. But other than that, it never feels truly clean. So that is a hard thing too. And then the rest down this hallway is still completely unfinished. We have a closet right behind that door. It's just a water heater closet, but nothing's finished in there. We just already have our water heater. And then this bathroom is next on the list to finish. We just got the door for it. Farmer's been working on the pocket door there, and then we have these shelves right here that we're gonna put up in this little nook. We need to finish a little bit more drywall once he completes the pocket door, and then that will be where the toilet goes back there. And then we will tile the teeny tiny corner shower. Wish that one was bigger. This is a 36 by 36, but it also has the corner taken out of it. So it is really small. I'm anxious to see how it feels once it's all tiled and we have a curtain around it and stuff. But this door goes to the outside. The back deck, I'll show you from the other side. And then we just are gonna do some floor to ceiling shelves right here too. Okay, now since this video is getting so long, I'm actually gonna break it into 2 parts. But this last thing on this side of the house I'm gonna show you. If you guys didn't already know that I love you and that I would show you anything if it would help you with your build, you will now know that, because this room, this is our scary room. Prepare yourselves. This will someday be our office and homeschool room. For now, it is just storage because I have nowhere to put anything. It's a disaster. We have to get into this stuff all the time. We've got homeschool stuff, we've got office stuff, we've got things that we need to take back to people. We've got workout stuff, our printer's in here. It's just, this is like the everything room where I literally don't have a space for it. And if you're living in an unfinished house, you're gonna end up with a spot like that. So for us, this is the room that it ended up in, and thankfully we have a door so that we can close it. And nobody can see the mess, but now I just put it on the internet so everyone will see it. And then we have another side of the house over there, but I'm gonna do that in part 2 because this is a super long video and my baby is sleeping back there. Oh yeah, and I forgot one more thing. I was gonna show you where that door comes out from the bathroom. This is our completely unfinished back deck, which we are working on right now. We're gonna get it painted very soon, but that door right there is what leads to that bathroom that we were just in, out to our back deck. And, whoops, sorry, finger in the way. And then here is our deck, which we have been working on siding, so it's a little bit full of siding supplies right now. It wraps around that other side. I'll go show you. We do actually have a little bit of yard back here and a slide area for the kids to play. And